Greetings gamers, and welcome to the Helmet of the Moon collection log guide. Now, the Helmet of the Moon was recently added to the collection log on the miscellaneous section by Jagex after several months. Now, this helmet is incredibly rare, and I don't foresee Jagex ever releasing anything rarer than this on the collection log, and it's really on par with Third Age. I am shocked that they added on the collection log after several months, and I'm actually very happy they did because this is kind of cool. Now, this item is super interesting and really shifts a lot of the collection log meta, so in this video I'll be going over exactly how to grind this helm, both to get the loop half and the teeth half, which are both pieces that can be acquired through skilling and PVM. And I'm also going to be calculating what the best ways and best methods to grind these key pieces are, comparing different examples, more AFK, more active, more XP, pets, and so on. Things first, to create a key piece you need to get a loop half of a key and a teeth half of a key. And you want to go over here near the Twilight Temple. There is this little Tower of Ascendance here, and you can enter this place. And if you go north, you will see right here there is a chest, which funny enough is not centered and is only on this tile. And I'm going to open one chest to show you, so you combine both keys, and then you can open the chest, and unfortunately we did not get lucky. That would have been really funny. Before I go any further, this is the summary of all the skilling methods in order from best to worst, and I'm going to go through most of them as we go through just to show you and explain more information. The best method by far is using shark lures. Now, we theorize that this is likely bugged because it seems like the rate is 1 in 500 from fishing a shark, and if you use 5 shark lures, you basically get a shark guaranteed every single catch, which is really crazy. However, I would recommend using 1 as an option if you're an Iron Man, given how hard these are to get. As an Iron, it's definitely better to just simply use 1 at a time, and that way you keep your shark lures to last longer. Now, one thing to note as well, we were able to confirm that whenever you use an Infernal Harpoon and you burn the shark, you do still get a key roll piece. Now, for woodcutting, we were not able to confirm that. So far, with the data we have in Log Chasers, we seem to believe that burning the log with your Infernal Axe will lose a key roll, and we're doing more testing to confirm that. So for woodcutting, I would recommend using a regular Dragon Axe or a Crystal Axe, and for fishing, I would definitely recommend using an Infernal Harpoon, that we don't have to drop as much. If you do not want to do the Shark Lure method, or if you're an Iron Man, the other best way is actually oak trees. I'm personally a fan of teak trees just because you get more XP. But you should be doing oaks instead if you specifically care for the keys. Now, oak trees, you get around 0.65 keys an hour, and teaks, you get 0.54 keys an hour by AFKing this. This is no tick manipulating, this is not being efficient, losing a lot of ticks, and you just click the tree. Now, remember, like I said, do not use an Infernal Axe. I'm just testing it out to confirm the theory, but you should not be using it as of today. I will be writing in the description and in the comments some updates if we ever discover new things along the way. And by far, I would not touch use or magics. Those are a lot worse. They are more AFK if you want to AFK more, for instance, but I would definitely suggest at least doing either orcs or teaks to AFK. Now, the other thing I want to add is shooting stars. Shooting stars is a key every around 3.5 hours, and it's pretty AFK and relatively decent XP. I would recommend doing this over any of the other methods. Calcified rocks is also a good alternative, but it's a lot slower and you get less XP. Actually, you get more XP, sorry. And the Stranglewood location is actually by far the worst. I would not recommend doing that. Just do stars if you really need to AFK. But it is a best AFK option, but the key per hour rate is horrendous. So if we take the time to summarize what we just discussed, the best way by far is just AFKing sharks with the 5x lure, and that would take you around 375 hours to get enough key pieces to hit the drop rate, which is 500 keys. Now, the other options do not even come close. Oak trees around 770 hours to get 500 keys, and teak trees are 926 hours, so they are quite significantly slower, but you get a lot more XP from doing teak trees. And the other methods are much slower. I don't even want to go through them. Crash Star is an interesting one. I did some calcs, and I'm going to show you on screen right now. It's around 1700 hours to get rate for the Moon Helm key, to get enough keys to get the Moon Helm, and the amount of clues you get is actually kind of surprising, to be honest with you. So here's a picture. You can see we get around 4,600 beginner clues, which is kind of crazy. 570 easies, almost 500 mediums, and 300 hards, 100 elites, which those alone are really, really a lot. They do add up and they save a lot of time. And if you want to go for pet rate, you can see next to it with how much you'd expect from pets. And that's actually what I'm doing right now. I'm going for pet here. And yeah, let's move on to the PVM section. Alright, for the PVM keys, there's a lot to say here. I did some calcs and some testing on all of these locations, except for Doom. I trusted the calcs from friends. So the best way, it seems to be 20-man efficient Hueys. Now, I don't necessarily think people are going to be willing to do this. It's not really fun. You get hard clues, which is pretty bad. But I would definitely suggest maybe doing Huey masses if you're trying to green log the section. And potentially in the future, if someone, I don't think I'm willing to do it, but would be willing to create an efficient Huey Discord where everyone is required to have specific gear set up to be able to ensure faster kills, I'm sure that could be very powerful. But it seems like 45 kills per hour is possible, which would give you 0.6 keys an hour. Doom resets for wave 1 or 2 or wave 1 to 8 is really good as well, and you get elite clues along the way. Amok Seattle is pretty decent too. You get 0.5 keys an hour, but it's very click intensive, and I personally do not really like this boss. It's my least favorite one, so I'm avoiding that. Brutal Blue Dragons is very good as well. You do get smoked by them, so you likely need a Blood Fury to make this very good long term. And I've tested a little bit, not a fan, you get destroyed. And Frost Naguas, Blue Dragons, and Chill Jellies are all very bad. If that location was multi-able, or if you were allowed to use a cannon, which you can't, it would be much better. I would like to see them making that location multi, so you can use a Veni Bow or barraging the jellies and work on hard clues as well. That'd be pretty cool. But for the time being, those 3 bosses are pretty bad. So that's a summary of the Moonhelm for the Teeth half keys. Obviously, if you don't green log certain bosses like Doom, Amok Seattle, or Huey, you should definitely grind those first for green log to get some keys. If you want to AFK Huey, you can actually just use the Dragon Hunter wand and just AFK Blood Barrage the boss in a mass world. It's super chill and still pretty decent keys per hour. I tried it for a bit, kind of enjoyable. I can see myself doing this long term and maybe going for like 10,000 kill count or something, which would be kind of funny. But yeah, that's about it. Well lads, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So here's a fun fact to end it off. So if you decide to do Huey and Teak Trees for the Moonhelm and you go for 500 keys, you'd get 37,500 Huey kill count and 71 million Woodcutting XP, which is kind of funny. If you decided to do Shooting Stars instead, that amount of XP you'd get is, I believe, 56 million mining XP with the boost from the mining outfit, which is kind of cool. And I kind of find this grind very interesting. I forgot to give you the amount of time you would need, but from Teak Trees, 926 hours, and then if you do the Efficiency Huey, you're looking at around another 900-ish hours. So this clog is around 1800 hours as of today. You can get it much faster if you do the AFK Sharks with the 5 times lure. That will save you around 500 hours, but it's still an extremely long grind, which is going to take you over 1,000 hours to do. And pretty cool the Jagex added this on the collection log. I'm kind of excited to see what the top page gamers do in terms of finishing this clog, or if they give up on it and treat it like Third Age. But I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. It took quite a bit of time to make, and I really promised myself to make a video like this as soon as this collection log is released. And I'm looking forward to see what happens in the future. Personally, for me, I am holding my keys for the rest of the year. I have faith that potentially Jagex is going to buff this somehow, one way or another, or maybe add new methods. Even though Varlamar Part 3 was released already, maybe they're going to add expansions in the future, and I'm sure we can find new methods along that way. But for now, I'm just doing Crash Stars until I get the pet, and then we'll see afterwards. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video. Peace out.